Ugh. The world's longest Unreal install. That over there. Now it's verifying. See how good a streamer I really am. This is in 60 frames. Ooh, 60 FPS. Just need to like stick that there. Audio, what, not coming through? Question is, have I done this right? Interesting. Alrighty, does that mean my voice now comes through YouTube Live? Is it happy about that? Because I apparently don't know how to live stream. Does this let me hear myself? Oh gosh, this is gonna get... I think I have to wait a bit. Aha. Alrighty. All that talking and no one heard. I will just start again for viewers. Prepare to see it again. Alrighty. Yes. So, Unreal 5 is now in early access. It is on the... There is a new tab. You might have to restart the Epic Games launcher. I did to get it up and running. And then there's just download early access, and then you get this bad boy here. It's a 11, almost 12 gigabyte download, so mine's still downloading. So I was told this was coming in early June. It isn't quite June, but I'm not complaining. And then following in sort of the following months after that, we're going to get Unreal 4.27. Now, the way I was told development works is a while ago, pretty much all of the game's developers was moved onto Unreal 5, and so it's just the virtual production developers remaining. So, because of that, Unreal 4.27 is pretty much only virtual production updates. So in here we have things like the VFX camera, VFX template is now production ready, a new UI builder for the web control app, much needed. The new virtual camera, 3D, OSC, DMX, MIDI is now in C++. Live link, end display, DMX. Lens distortion is now that's now in Unreal as is, which is going to be fantastic. Some OpenXR things, Apple Silicon, a couple of bits and bobs, GPU light mass. This one's interesting. The Path Tracer is now in beta. Yes, yeah. So that has been, so that is like 100. So Unreal's RTX is like hybrid, so it's rasterized and then lays on top some RTX effects. This is 100% path traced, such as like Minecraft RTX, things like that. Although I believe in this case it's not for runtime, so it's only rendering out your cinematics and stuff like that. But if you really need to push the quality and you got time on your hands, that's how you do it. Eye track foveating rendering for VR headsets. This one's interesting. I don't know of any VR headsets that have eye tracking. Maybe one of HTC's newest. I don't know. It's a cool concept, but don't know who uses it. A few things for Datasmith, which I absolutely hate Datasmith. Some USD stuff, which will be good. Rendering out extra large stills if you want like a 16K single image out of Unreal, then there you go. And then a couple of updates. I will be looking at the new VR project template because I like VR. Now, because all the virtual production stuff is in here, so basically they're trying to keep virtual production out of Unreal 5 because it is in early access and it's probably going to crash a lot. Because of that, they Unreal 4.27 is getting released, so all the virtual production peeps get a sort of a high non-buggy version. But that being said, I will 100% be attempting to do some virtual production stuff in Unreal 5, because why not? I'm unaware of what plugins will be in it. I'm not expecting the Blackmagic one or the Arj one or anything like that, or even LiveLink XR to be in it. I know I was prepped that there would be a lot of missing plugins compared to Unreal 4, especially on the virtual production side. So that will be interesting. So while we're waiting for this to verify still, because it's just fantastic, we can go through the, what is this? The release notes. If you happen to be living under a rock and don't know anything about Unreal 5, very nice. I quite like this already. Look for the editor. It'll depend on how that actually plays out, but it looks a lot more modern. I know not everyone's a fan of that. I think it's called Metro, those looks. Windows has it as well now. Everything's square. We have Lumen, which is the dynamic lighting system. This is a three-prong system of some hardware ray traced, but not using ray trace accelerated hardware. It's using screen space and voxels. So NVIDIA actually had a version of this for like Unreal 4.20 or something that was producing fantastic results. I'm gonna see my main NVIDIA's version worked with emissive objects. So at the moment in Unreal, unless you bake lighting, emissive objects or emissive materials don't actually light anything. If that changes, I'm going to be really, really happy. But this is fully dynamic, so this is the whole no baking. I was told proper ray tracing is still higher quality than this. So if you want a lot of quality, that is where it's going to be at. And I was also told, I don't know if it's mentioned in here, but there you go, software ray tracing. I was told that Lumen doesn't work on skeletal meshes like characters, understandably. Nanite is the magic of no longer needing to retopologize your topology, so you can go into Bridge and you can download the highest poly assets and it'll just work. And I was told that's actually running better than like Unreal's LED system. So we can go like, if we find a 3D asset like this stool, then in the download settings, we just tell it, hey, I want the high poly source. You could get even the ZBrush source if you really wanted to. And you can just dump that straight in Unreal, and apparently it just works. Sounds fantastic. Also, doesn't work on skeletal meshes, animated meshes. Also a bit annoying. So those are the hand-in-hand things. I think they were the two tentpole things for Unreal 5. What is this at? 99%. Oh gosh. All right, I shall keep talking. What else have we got? Virtual shadow maps. Shadow maps. This, I haven't heard anything about this. This sounds like contact shadows, but ray tracing. Okay, interesting. Seems to be some sort of caching. I could probably just read it. I'm assuming, yeah, it reminds me of Cascade shadow maps, distance field shadows. So, yeah, distance field shadows are textured, Cascade is cached. So it seems some sort of like performant way of getting nice shadows on things, which is cool. Temporal super resolution. Oh, okay. So this is the new temporal replaces the temporal AA. Interesting. Less ghosting, that'll be good. Less flickering. Shader Model 5, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Okay, so and then that's also part of its dynamic resolution, which was used for VR, just sort of upscaling halfway through the render pipeline. There's some world stuff. I don't know what world partition is. I'm sure I'll come across it. Data layers. I'm sure that this is just a way of better organizing your scene. Oh, it's on cleanup now. Good. Level instancing, 1 file per actor, authoring animation and cinematics, control rig. Interesting. Not sure what that's going to be. I'm assuming that might just be some of these some of these features. Animation tool and sequencer, full body IK, control rig, scripting, blend space nodes, motion warping. Aha. I think, wasn't Ubisoft demoing something like that? I remember really good. Oh, okay. UAC just asked me to install it, so getting somewhere. Now I've got it on my desktop. We're almost there. Oh, wait, no, we are here. I didn't even notice it. Launch. Allow access. No plugins installed. That's okay. Oh, that's not bad. It's pretty cool. That is a emissive mesh lighting, then I'm happy with that. Let's see how many crashes I get. Loading, that felt almost faster than... Alrighty, so it's showing me all of my Unreal 4 projects. I better scroll down because not all of those are supposed to be shown. If I just put it on this window. Alrighty. So, games. These look pretty common. Film and video, DMX, in-camera. Okay, so it's got the virtual production templates, but I don't know if this is just reading the Unreal 4 virtual production templates, or Unreal 4 templates. HoloLens viewer, collab, automotive design. I'm going to go blank, because that's how I start all of my... Okay. Unreal 5, yeah. Create. Let's see how long this takes to open. It seems to open faster than 4. I'll give it that. Holy moly. Okay, so it's distance field meshes on by default by the looks of things. Content draw. Oh, okay. So, okay, I like that. I like that. The idea of sort of prioritizing the viewport over anything else. What do we got? Blueprints, cinematic. Cinematics has its own. Okay. I've forgotten that. What was it? Control space. Is there a way to dock that? Yes, please. I like the idea, but I'm not going to use it. Alrighty. World outliner details. Sure, I'll update that project. So, different icons. This is just going to take me so long to get used to the different icons now. Map does not have the new cloud system in it. Alright. Looks like ray traced artifacts on the edges. It's like twinkling in the reflections on the floor when I move. That's... okay. Alrighty, first thing I've got to do is find out where the plugins are. That might be tricky. World settings. Oh, that's window. Where are they normally? They're in... Uh-oh. We've been halted. Plugins do exist because it was downloading the bridge plugin. Settings. Okay, project settings, plugins. Still using all of the old... Oh, hello. There's an Aja plugin in there. Oh, we could pull virtual production off in this after all. Do we have Blackmagic? Is there a Blackmagic card? There is. Is there a Blackmagic card in this computer? I do not know. I don't like it, but composure? Yes. Is that everything? I don't actually know. Bridge is just enabled. Lovely. Interesting. What about LiveLink XR? LiveLink XR. Alrighty. I take back everything I said. This seems to have all of the stuff. I was low. My expectations were lowered by several people, but that seems to have come back. That says Lumen, but I don't think it's the Lumen with is that the company that makes Magic Leap? Alrighty. So anything in here that might strike me is okay, Chaos by default. They're not using PhysX. So it should be all Chaos. Yep, Chaos. There is PhysX. Interesting. Rendering. I can't even remember what I'm looking for. Movie render queue. Okay. Yes. Open color IO. Yes. Volumetrics is in here. Does that mean the cloud is in here? Wait, no, I don't think that was a plugin. Testing. Interesting. Virtual production. Take recorder. Stage monitor. DMX. Timecode. That is all very interesting. The water's in here. Okay. This isn't as bare boned as I thought it would be, which is probably a good thing. Content browser performance. Ready. I'm going to restart. This is all very interesting. Maybe they just changed the UI of Unreal 4 and they're calling that Unreal 5. Maybe. Project settings. Let us snoop in here. This all looks the same as well. Network, physics, rendering. Mobile, material, culling, textures. I'm looking for anything that references dynamic global illumination method. Lumen, screen space, ray traced. Ray traced is depreciated already. Oh gosh. Reflections. Screen space, ray traced, lumen. Reflection capture resolution, lumen. Software tracing method. Detail tracing. Trace against individual meshes distance fields. Cost can be high in scenes with many overlapping instances. Trace against a global distance field for faster traces. Shadows, that was that virtual shadow thing. Hardware, support for hardware ray tracing. I'm just imagining that's turning on ray tracing. Interesting, they've split shadows out from the rest of it. Mesh distance fields, yep. Allow static lighting, use normal map, that all sounds correct. Forward shading still in there. Separate translucency. Yeah, okay. Optimizations. Debugging, VR, experimental. All seems pretty normal. I don't think I saw anything about nanite. Right. So let's test out this U-Butte. Let's go empty. Maybe I shouldn't have gone empty. Okay, so that's in here now. Oh my gosh. Okay, fair enough. I want to do I'm just gonna have to make one. What is lighting that? Alrighty, I'm gonna make a Cornell box, roughly. Let's see how quickly a Cornell box speed build. Whoops, didn't hit Alt on that. Alt, spin it there. 180. Another one is, so a Cornell box, for those who don't know, Cornell University in the 80s, basically they built a real Cornell box, which is just a box with colored walls and some spheres in it. Then they built a fake one. And then they took photos of the real one and then used that to compare the fake one. Okay. Let's go constant 3 vector. Make this a parameter. Color. Stick that in there. this one. Interesting, they haven't changed the look of the material, or the nodes, I should say. Okay, so we make a material instance, call this white, another one, call it red, green. I cannot remember what side is what in a Cornell box. Green will do. See, they changed this, but then they didn't change the actual nodes. Very strange. I don't know if Cornell box has a very specific colors, or they're just any old white, red, and green. Alrighty, on the floor, on the ceiling. I'm going to pick that wall and that wall. Then we need 2 spheres. Sphere there. So what I'm looking for is, I did explain this in the virtual introduction, sorry, in the Unreal course I did. Well, that's not on YouTube, so that doesn't help anyone. There and there. And then we create a rectilight. Aha! Interesting. That was very interesting. So, basically, it tests global illumination. So what we're expecting to see is bleed of the green wall onto the back here in green, bleed of the red wall onto the black wall, and also get red and green on the spheres. Which we're getting. I didn't hit bake. There isn't a bake button in Unreal anymore, it would seem. If I switch that lower, we're going to get something a bit nicer, and maybe make it slightly smaller, so like 16 by 16. And drop that down. Alrighty. Alrighty, so you can, there is these stepping in the shadows. I'm just going to double check the geometry, because what that, hang on a minute. The buttons are missing. Vertices? Well, that doesn't help me now, does it? Can I just see them connected? I don't want boxes around them. No, that doesn't help either. So what that could be is that could literally be so the normals on this cube, on this sphere, make it appear smooth. However, it is actually jagged. You know, it's made up of 960 triangles. What we're possibly seeing these stepping is just that, because obviously you can't actually you can fake it, but when you get up nice and close, you know, the magic wears off. Or that could be the voxelization using Lumen. Considering it disappears when I go out, I'm going to say it's the geometry. Wow, that is really good results considering. I don't. It's not. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So you can see the part. Okay, so this, like, along the top here, my best guess is the voxelization. And then the rest of it is the screen space, because as it comes off the screen, it disappears, goes back to black. It is interesting, it leaves a little bit there, I think. So same thing here, great. So we got a little bit, I'm going to say again, probably voxelization. And then the rest is screen space. That's okay, because that, I mean, the fact that we got this already, I wish I had the video. To get this result in Unreal 4, you literally have to bake or turn on ray traced. You can't just like whack a light in there and it's done. So this is cool off the bat. It's not the actual Cornell box. So if I find, a Cornell box. I'm sure I have one. Let me just, whoops, my personal stuff spilling out everywhere. Here we go. All right, so here's a real-life Cornell box. Oh, well, not a real-life one. This one's in Blender. It's pretty sure there's an IS speed of 3090. Look at it go. So this is, I would not say this is the most accurate of results. There are more accurate path traces than Wonder Cycles, but this is still more accurate than Unreal. So if we get a side by side without cutting the screen space off, side by side comparison here. Oh, I use Q. Alrighty. Anyway, so on the Blender one, obviously we can see some ambient occlusion gathering in the corners here, a bit of green spill, a red spill on this side. We're getting pretty much that as well in Unreal. The reflections of the walls are not as harsh in Unreal. Oh, I think I just picked a different green. That's interesting. That's a damn good result, though, in my opinion. A wonderful result. What was the next? I think the next thing I wanted to try was if emission lights. If it does, then that's just fantastic. Like, these still look like they're from the 2000s. Anyway, we go constant. We go a constant 3 vector. I think it's alt click or shift click adds one of those. Alt 1 click. I don't know. I just search for them. Multiply. We multiply that by that by that, and then in emission we make this a unlit material. Make this 10. Make this a color. Go with white. The preview viewport is not giving me confidence this is going to work. If I add cube. So one of the reasons this would be a big deal is because that is one of the things that are really, really difficult or expensive to render cleanly in a traditional render pipeline. And well, hang on a minute. Strange result, but it is a result. Interesting. YouTube's giving me an error now. That's a very interesting result. Can I push that further? Alrighty. Aha. So, given that it doesn't seem to change based on the power of the emission, I'm going to say this is what we're seeing is purely some sort of reflection into the objects and not purely screen space. Hang on a minute. You're not even voxelizing that. That is an interesting result. While we're on that, is there some nanite visualization? We're not using nanite, but we will look at that. Buffer, nothing new is being stored in the buffer, is it? Material ambient, level of detail, optimization. None of that strikes me as new. What about in the show? Oh, we got OCIO still. In here. Oh, lighting features. Here we go. Lumen global. Apparently it is global illumination. Unless that just turns off all of Lumen. What else is in here we could turn off? We've got 2 lumens in there. Visualize. Can we visualize anything to do with lumen? Distance field, global. Lumen global illumination. I deleted that light, didn't I? Rect light. Interesting. So we now have a global illumination view. Can we see the... It's producing better results without the use of screen space, and I am confused. So we get those results. Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm picking this apart. Lumen scene. That's not showing me anything. Where did I see that? Oh, maybe because I have both. Let's see, developer, lighting features. Strange. Here we go. That's to do with the voxelization, I'd say. Don't know why they're not showing. Interesting. I don't know what else to look at, really. Surprised all those plugins are here. Has the sequencer changed at all? No, that still looks the same. Has the movie render queue changed? Actor, sphere, add a cine camera. Recently played. This is going to get annoying very quickly, in my opinion. Oh, place actor panel. Never mind. Cine camera actor. Actually, I guess it would be, does this have any other settings as well? Did I make a very small Cornell box? Look back, focus. None of these look different. There. Camera aspect. Anything in the post-process, I wonder. That looks different. I'm assuming these all look... This is so similar to Unreal 4, just so you can go between the two. Okay, Lumen Global Illumination. Oh, quality. I love a quality slider. Setting that to 2 doesn't seem to do anything. Setting that to half. Okay, well, interesting. That's got its own thing. Reflection. Oh, so the rendering features right there. Oh, again. So I'm assuming we could just switch it real quick. I guess, yeah, let's try reflection. So if I make a material for this mirror. Constant 1. Plug it into all of the slots. And then another constant of 0 and plug it into the last slot. And we should have a perfect mirror. Oh, that's some funky looking reflections, I'd say. Okay. Well, on the face value, it's not screen space. It's mostly not screen space related, and that's instantaneous, and at least the parts that are working are very high quality. It would seem are these not set to static or something? No, they're set to static. Alrighty, so maybe not the exact expected effect. So if we switch that to screen space, that seems to get better results. Well, I guess. Not like screen space is that much. Okay, there's a quality slider. Again, quality isn't. Oh, it looked ever so slightly worse. This is screen space. Set that quality to. Not real-time reflections, just without reflection captures, just don't seem to be that fantastic, no matter what. Ambient, ray trace, motion blur, translucency, ray trace translucency, path tracing, MISC. Nothing too new in there either. Alrighty. So I guess the last thing I'm going to try is see if there's anything new in the movie render queue, and then I might call it a stream. See, a couple of people are leaving, unless anyone wants to put in the comments if they want to see anything. Although you're probably all running off to get your own copy. Cinematics, camera shake, render, movie render queue. Drop that in there. Anything different in here? None. Interesting. This, yep. So it seems to me to just be sort of rebadged Unreal 4 with Lumen and Nanite, and that's about it, in my opinion. Which is probably, considering how beta it is, not a bad thing. You know, it's still got. I wasn't told that it wasn't going to be till the end of the year we were getting the full version, and based on the. I'm not going to go through every one of these features. I think chaos is a big one. A few gameplay things. It is mostly gameplay. Yeah, not a. Well, Lumen and Nanite are huge, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot else that goes along with this. I think the last thing I might try, real quick, don't save. We can close Blender. Oh, goodbye SteamVR. I'm going to try opening one of my existing projects. Let's try the Unreal Crash Course one. And see how that was, sort of transferring existing things to new things. I can find it. Where is it? Crash Course. These are not sorted in alphabetical order, and I do not like that. There it is. Aha, open a copy. So there is a warning dialog when you try and open a UE4 project. Printing a copy. This seems to be taking a while. Interesting. I can't even move the window. That's fantastic. Can I not get rid of that? Oops. This may be a problem if I plan to live do anything else in the future. And it's stuck. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna call that a stream. Thank you all for watching. And I will I'm gonna break out the Oculus, and I'm going to right now get a